The Buff Ledge UFO Abduction, the night two teenagers claimed they were taken to another world. August 7th, 1968. As the summer sun slowly disappeared behind the Green Mountains of Vermont, two teenagers sat quietly on a wooden dock overlooking the calm waters of Lake Champlain. It seemed like an ordinary evening at Buff Ledge Camp, a popular summer camp located along the northern shoreline of the lake. Neither of them had any idea they were about to become part of one of the most fascinating and controversial UFO cases in American history. More than 50 years later, the Buff Ledge incident continues to divide researchers. Was it simply an unusual sighting that became distorted over time? Were the memories recovered years later the result of hypnosis? Or did two ordinary teenagers truly experience something beyond human understanding? This is the story of the Buff Ledge Abduction, brought to you by Space, the final frontier above and beyond an open-minded channel. Our channel is dedicated to exploring the mysteries of our universe with an open mind. We strive to present each story as accurately as possible, based on the information and sources available. From time to time, you may notice the occasional pronunciation or grammatical mistake. We're only human, and despite our best efforts, they can happen. What matters most to us is sharing these incredible stories with honesty, curiosity, and respect for the facts, while encouraging you to think for yourself. Part 1. Two young teenagers were all set for a quiet evening at camp. Buff Ledge Camp was known for its beautiful scenery, surrounded by forests and overlooking the sparkling waters of Lake Champlain. During the summer of 1968, the camp was filled with children enjoying boating, swimming, hiking, and outdoor activities. On the evening of August 7th, nearly everyone had left the camp to attend a swimming competition in Burlington. Only a handful of staff members remained behind. Among them were 16-year-old Michael Lapp, who worked in camp maintenance, and 19-year-old Janet Cornell, a water ski instructor. After finishing their evening chores, the two walked to the boat dock to enjoy the peaceful sunset. The lake was unusually calm. There was almost no wind. The fading daylight painted the sky in brilliant shades of orange and purple as darkness slowly settled across the water. It was a peaceful scene. Until Michael noticed an unusually bright object in the western sky. At first, he assumed it was the planet Venus. But within moments, he realized something wasn't right. The brilliant object wasn't remaining stationary. It was moving. The glowing light slowly descended toward Lake Champlain. Then something even stranger happened. According to both witnesses, three smaller luminous objects appeared to separate from the larger light. The smaller craft began performing maneuvers that neither teenager believed any conventional aircraft could accomplish. They accelerated instantly. They stopped without slowing down. They darted from side to side. Then one of the glowing objects plunged directly into Lake Champlain. There was no explosion, no splash, no towering column of water. It simply disappeared beneath the lake. Several moments later, it emerged from the water and continued flying as though nothing had happened. Today, UFO researchers refer to this type of report as a trans-medium event, an object allegedly moving seamlessly through air and water without slowing or creating the effects expected from known aircraft. Similar claims have appeared in later reports involving what are now often called unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs. Part 2. As Janet and Michael sat on the dock in disbelief of what they were watching, the craft began approaching them. The glowing object was no longer darting around. It was now headed directly toward the dock where they were sitting. Janet and Michael watched in stunned silence. As it drew closer, they estimated it was only a few hundred feet away. Instead of sharp metallic edges, the object appeared smooth and softly illuminated. It emitted no engine noise, no propellers, no exhaust, no sound. The craft glided effortlessly over the lake. As it approached, they claimed they could see what appeared to be a transparent dome on its upper surface. Inside were two small occupants. Michael later described them as child-sized beings with unusually large heads, long, slender necks, pale skin, and oversized wraparound eyes. The figures did not appear frightened. Instead, they calmly observed the two teenagers. Part 3. Then there was silent communication. As Michael stared at one of the beings, he suddenly had the overwhelming impression that it was communicating to him without speaking. Yet no words were heard. The being's thoughts seemed to pass directly into his mind. Michael decided to test what he believed was happening, so he thought about slapping his knee. He was astonished when one of the beings immediately copied the exact movement. The mimicry lasted only seconds, but it convinced Michael that some form of silent communication was taking place. Whether telepathy or coincidence, he would never forget the experience. The craft now passed directly overhead. A bright beam of white light suddenly shone downward. Michael felt panic unlike anything he had ever experienced. He grabbed Janet. Pulling her backward onto the dock, he shouted, "We don't want to go." Those words would become one of the most remembered moments in the entire Buff Ledge case. After that, their conscious memories stopped. Neither remembered leaving the dock. Neither remembered returning to camp. There appeared to be a gap in time. For years, they believed the encounter ended there. But later events would suggest something far stranger. Part 4. Many years later. After many years, the incident never completely left their minds. Both remembered the strange lights. Both remembered the small beings. But they couldn't explain the missing period after the beam of light appeared. Years later, UFO investigators became interested in their story. Among those who examined the case was astronomer and researcher Walter N. Webb, who carefully documented witness statements and eventually arranged hypnotic regression sessions in an attempt to determine whether forgotten memories might exist. It's important to note that hypnosis remains controversial as an investigative tool. But what Janet and Michael described under hypnosis became one of the most detailed parts of the Buff Ledge mystery. Part 5. The alleged abduction. According to memories recovered during hypnosis, the beam of light was not simply illumination. It was the means by which they were lifted from the dock. Neither recalled climbing aboard the craft. Instead, both described floating upward without effort. The sensation was peaceful. There was no pain, no violent acceleration, no feeling of falling. They simply drifted upward into the waiting object. Inside, everything appeared brightly illuminated without any obvious light fixtures. The walls seemed curved and seamless. There were no visible rivets, screws, pipes, or wiring. The room itself felt almost alive, as though the soft glow came from the walls rather than from lamps. The atmosphere was silent. There were no vibrating engines or mechanical sounds. Several small beings reportedly escorted them through narrow corridors toward another chamber. Neither witness described the beings as hostile. Instead, they appeared calm, efficient, and emotionally neutral. Part 6. The mothership appears. According to the hypnotic accounts, the smaller scout craft did not travel alone. Instead, it docked inside an enormous mothership waiting somewhere above Earth. The witnesses recalled entering a much larger structure than the small craft seen over Lake Champlain. Long passageways stretched into the distance. The ceilings were high. The architecture was smooth and gently curved, unlike conventional buildings or aircraft. Everything appeared clean, sterile, and strangely peaceful. Neither witness recalled seeing windows. Instead, the room seemed enclosed within the enormous vessel. Some researchers have noted that this description resembles reports from later UFO encounters involving alleged carrier ships from which smaller craft operate. Whether coincidence or a recurring pattern remains unknown. Part 7. The medical examinations. Janet and Michael each described being separated and taken into different examination rooms. The rooms were brightly lit. There were no harsh overhead lamps. Instead, The walls themselves appeared to glow with a soft white light. Medical tables stood in the center of each room. The beings reportedly instructed them to lie down, not through spoken language, but through direct mental impressions. According to their memories, several instruments unlike anything they had seen before were passed over their bodies. Neither witness recalled needles or surgery. Instead, the examinations involved scanning devices that emitted light. The beings appeared especially interested in their heads, eyes, chest, and abdomen. At no point did either witness describe extreme pain. The examinations were clinical, quick, and highly organized. When finished, the beings reportedly seemed satisfied with whatever information they had gathered. Part 8. Then they were taken to another world. The most extraordinary portion of the recovered memories involves what both witnesses believed happened next. According to hypnosis, they no longer felt as though they were orbiting Earth. Instead, they believed they were shown another place. Descriptions of this alleged destination are limited, and researchers disagree about whether the witnesses truly believed they had physically traveled there, or whether they were shown images through some unknown means. Michael remembered standing beneath a sky unlike Earth's. The light appeared softer. The landscape seemed open and peaceful. There were rolling hills and unusual vegetation unlike anything he recognized. He recalled the air feeling comfortable and breathable. Janet described a similarly tranquil environment, one that seemed remarkably quiet. There were no cities, roads, or buildings like those found on Earth. Instead, the surroundings appeared natural, almost park-like. Neither witness provided detailed descriptions of mountains, oceans, or alien animals. Unlike many later abduction stories, there were no elaborate accounts of advanced civilizations or futuristic cities. Instead, their memories suggested only a brief glimpse of another place. Some investigators have proposed that the witnesses believed they were being shown the being's homeworld. Others believe the experience may have been symbolic rather than literal. Even among UFO researchers, this portion of the Buff Ledge case remains one of its most debated aspects. Part 9. They were returned near camp. Eventually, according to the hypnotic accounts, the experience ended as suddenly as it had begun. They remembered once again floating. Moments later, they found themselves back near the camp. Their conscious memories resumed with little understanding of how much time had passed. Life gradually returned to normal. Yet neither forgot the extraordinary lights over Lake Champlain. Years later, after hypnosis, they believed those missing moments had finally been explained. Whether those memories reflected actual events or the effects of hypnosis remains an open question. Part 10. A mystery that has endured time. The Buff Ledge incident remains one of the best-known UFO encounters in New England because it combines several unusual elements into a single case. Multiple witnesses, a structured craft, alleged non-human occupants, a missing time episode, and later claims of an abduction aboard a larger vessel. Supporters point to the consistency of many core details over time and the reports of unusual lights seen by others in the area that evening. Skeptics note that the most extraordinary parts of the story emerged only after hypnotic regression, a technique that can unintentionally shape memories. More than half a century later, no physical evidence has confirmed what happened on that quiet Vermont dock. Yet the Buff Ledge case continues to be discussed in books, documentaries, and UFO research circles because it raises questions that remain unanswered. Did two young camp employees witness an advanced craft beyond human technology? Did they truly experience missing time and an encounter aboard a mysterious mothership? Or did later hypnosis transform an unusual sighting into one of America's classic alien abduction stories? The answer remains elusive. Perhaps somewhere beyond the stars, the truth is still waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching Space, the final frontier above and beyond. Please remember to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next time we explore the beyond.